Good morning. It's not morning anymore, but I feel like morning. Yesterday, party, birthday, hangover. I feel like shit. Vanessa was smart, she just stayed at home.
Well, I wasn't invited.
Yeah.
I'll be on the move, 'cause most of my life it was all about you.
I snuck into the studio, although I actually didn't want to work on Sundays, but I started mixing again, saved the day with headphones, which I found out a couple of things and did some very nerdy professor kind of shit to the mix. And it's getting there. Now I want to mix it again on speakers because it then sounds even better. And it actually does. There's still some minor tweaking I have to take care of. So maybe just one more hour here in the studio, trying to keep it short. But yeah, since there's nothing else really happening, let's do a quick Q&A, and tomorrow I'll try and show you everything I found out about how I actually improved the mixing on this song. First up, by Just Boga, is it too late for me to start the music production journey and make it if I'm already 21? 100% no. It's never ever too late for anything. It will still take long, maybe a tiny bit longer the older you get because you have less time live and everything. But yeah, just go ahead and do it, because like I also just started with, I don't know, like 18, 19, no, I think it was 19, 20 actually, where like seriously started producing music before just DJing. Who's your favorite DJ? Wow, that's hard. I would go this time with Maceo Plex, because I can basically only tell about people that I've seen live. And his music live at Watergate, it was a couple of years ago, was really epic. I like his stuff. When do I know that my productions are good enough for sending them to labels? Basically, when your friends tell you it's a nice song and don't have anything to complain about it. Don't send them out once you're happy with it, because that might never ever happen. Just send it out and let the labels judge. Let them tell you if it's something for them or not. And if all of them reject it, you probably need a little more time. When is the next episode of The Drop? If you don't know, The Drop is my podcast where I interview people that are also part of the music industry. The next episode was actually released yesterday. So I'll link it down below if you're interested. Have you made music while being on LSD? No. Actually, a couple of people are like asking how to build up a fan base. Whew, that's like a very complex question, but I'll try it. Basically, you have to do everything. Good music, constant releases, social media, have maybe a little something extra, maybe do club nights and book DJs to get in contact and draw in more people, or me doing a YouTube channel. There are millions of ways to get it started, but I think the most important is make something that people like enough to be a fan of. So the music has to be good. And you need a certain style from your Instagram pictures to your music. Everything needs to tell a story and address a certain type of people. If you make it too general, it's usually too mushy to grab, and no one will really love it. And if you make it too specific, you might not reach enough people. So you have to find the sweet spot in between, and of course, just most importantly, make what you love. And there will be other people out there also loving it. Your opinion about Calvin Harris's new project, Lovegenerator. We've been debating this in the office. Like, I don't know who it was, but they came like one morning and were like, did you hear the new Calvin Harris stuff? It's so weird. And yes, it is, because it's of course not at all like his usual stuff, no vocals. It's just like instrumental tracks and very old schooly underground-ish. And I don't even know why he released it under his Calvin Harris name. I think a second project would have been a lot better. But then still, I personally don't like the tracks. They're too weird. Like, it's not even, at least not for me, playable in a club. I would have loved to see or hear a little more old school Kevin House club geared kind of songs that DJs can actually play, but the Lovegenerator stuff, it's just weird. I don't know, maybe he got bored, he just wanted to do something else, show the world that he's still cool. I mean, production-wise, of course, it's top-notch, but musically, stylistically, it's just not mine. It's like piano house with acid house. I don't know. Is it possible to mix my song in an untreated room and get it to sound as the pros? Yes. It might be a lot harder. You might need a lot more experience. You might need a lot more A and B testing comparing to other songs. And you can get to a very, very professional state without an acoustically treated room. It really, again, depends on how bad your room is. Not treated, there are still differences, the room shape and everything, and your speaker setup. But I think it's possible. Also, headphones in between to just double check, and you should be kind of fine. But once you make your living with the music, definitely get a treated room, because you will be so much faster. And for the last like 5%, 3%, I'd even argue it's necessary. Will you be at MixCon Munich this year again? No, I won't. I talked to them. I offered them to speak there and be like one of the presenter, even for free. I would have paid everything. They said no. I honestly don't get it. Why? Do you listen to your own music? That's an interesting one. I do for comparison reasons. And I do for analyzing it. But especially the first month after a song is finished and released, or actually from like the mastering, and then it's usually like a month till release, and then the first month of the release, I don't listen to it at all. I usually then hate the song a little because I worked so much on it. I need some distance. It's like going on vacation with your best friend. Like after a week, even with your best friend or your girlfriend, like you need a little distance and a break. So usually I listen to my old music where I have like more distance and I don't get annoyed if I find a mistake and I'm like questioning why didn't you do this and that and that. So yeah, like at least 2 months of a break, and then I listen to it again. You got corona? No, I don't think so. What are some of the biggest challenges when running your own label? So first of all, the bottleneck number one is getting good demos. You depend on it 100%. Second, you will have a hard time promoting, especially at the beginning, because you have to make those contacts. Even if you have a ton of money, it's not worth a lot if you don't know the right people to send that money to help you with the promotion. So that takes a little bit of time. The music needs to be good. And yeah, once everything is set up, it's basically just like waiting and hoping and having a little bit of luck that one of the songs gets picked for one of the Spotify playlists and reaches a lot of plays. And then you'll get better demos. It's basically with everything. Just start it and make it better. Adjust it, fix things, and one day you'll have a nice, good running label. Do you use a limiter on the master while arranging the song? Why or why not? Yes, I have a limiter on the master while producing the song. I usually first make like a very rough kind of loop, like the main idea of the song, usually kick, bass, snare, clap, hi-hats, and then the main synthesizer and the vocal. And I mix it a tiny bit, put a limiter on top to listen to it, what it would sound like all feed it into a limiter, and then I leave it on. I don't make it as loud as mastering, usually around like minus 10 dB RMS, 10 to 9, to still have some headroom to mix in things and not squash them immediately. And it helps me to know what it will sound like later when it then gets limited. And before finishing the mixing, I'll drive the limiter even harder to simulate mastering. Because usually if you don't do that, the breaks will be a lot too loud. If you mix without the limiter, without the compression on the master, and everything sounds fine, and you then send it to mastering and they squash it really hard, the breaks, because they have less elements in them, will be as loud as the drops, and that sounds kind of stupid. A good mastering engineer will cut your song and readjust it, but some just don't. When will you do a giveaway of the Yamaha HS8? We're not giving away Yamaha HS8s, but we're giving away beef speakers. Friday on my Instagram. Every Friday on my Instagram is a giveaway for music producers, DJs, music interested people, just to give back the community a little. So if you're interested, I'll also link it down below. Do you ride bike? Yes. Not now because it's cold, Germany, but soon again. Have you ever been into Berghain? Ooh, that's something for another vlog. Like Berghain, like, it's not what you think it is. It's way, way crazier. Way, 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 way crazier. So I think that's it, basically. If you have any other question, just leave it down below in the comments or hit me up on Instagram. I usually try to reply to as much as I can. And we'll see us tomorrow back again here in the studio for another full vlog. I got the full day to take care of music production and show you some like nerdy mixing techniques.